TD Jakes was hanging out at a rapper and twerking party. What? That Puff Daddy held. He's sitting right there. Oh, TD Snakes.
Amen.
They there twerking and everything. TD Snakes right there.
My Lord, my Lord.
You see, they want the world to look at them as men of God, but they are really scared to be real men of God.
Hey, gurus, in recent weeks, Bishop T.D. Jakes has been under fire for allegations of homosexuality. From the looks of it, there has been photoshopped viral pictures on social media of the bishop with suggested captions regarding homosexuality and Diddy's sex parties. Gurus, do you think T.D. Jakes is gay?
Absolutely not.
I ain't even about to speak on that man.
Me either, honey.
His hands too
Yo,
for God.
see, my question though is, why did they drag this man into this?
Because he's
Because
black.
he's been a friend and a mentor and
Hanging with
a
Diddy.
pastor to P. Diddy.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
He supposedly has been at some of his parties.
Stop playing. That man go down.
Wait, all right.
But he's been at some of his parties, right? So
We don't know that.
That's where it's coming
We
from.
don't know that.
He has
We don't know that.
supposedly
With the
been at
picture,
some of
you
his
don't know that?
parties. There are pictures of them, in close
proximity.
If you're his pastor, you deal with him in a certain setting. There's no need for you to be at no Diddy party. You would not go to a party in your neighborhood. You are Diddy. It looks kind of crazy.
But can we just say though that a lot? Listen, I know Photoshop when I see it, and there's a lot of pictures out there. You can photo. Matter of fact, there was a girl who is under problems because she got a photoshopped picture of Offset up on her page, and Photoshop can really fool people. Like if you're not used to pictures and taking all of that different stuff, people can place you in places that you ain't never been.
right.
And
But
all
that's
the
not the
bloggers
only thing,
got it.
though. It's not just the photos though, but there's also people that say that they've seen him at these parties.
And the bloggers.
Which that may not be true as well, but this goes along with everything that we've been talking about. Like, we don't know what's true and what's not true. You might have witnesses and eyewitnesses that may have or may not have seen something.
Yo,
do you think the man is gay?
I mean, I would personally, gay only means what you decide to do in your bedroom. That ain't my business any damn way. So I really don't care about that. But I do feel that if you're a pastor, if you're walking in a certain light, you're walking under a certain title, and that's what you want people to respect you as, you have to live in that. Right. And the minute you don't, people are going to come for you like normal people.
Right. That's like one of the highest of standards of people that there are. Like, if you're going to be something, a pastor, you are to lead by example.
There are other ministers. There are other pastors on Sunday morning preaching against T.D. Jakes.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
And you gotta, we black. We're black. That is a big black man over there. Any opportunity that they could take to make you not look at this man that we've looked at our whole life as him, they're gonna take that. They're gonna take it. And you either believe it or you respect them for what you know them as. And that's what I choose to do with him. I respect him as what I know. So that's just it.
I agree. I mean, and it's unfortunate because yes, he's a pastor. He's like Vina was saying, we want to see you, or you should want to see yourself in a certain light. So we see that. So, and it's unfair because you think of, pastors shouldn't be partying. Not that he can't have a good time, but it's like you connected to Diddy, that everybody already knows what
he party. TD Jakes is not supposed to be at that party.
That's the issue. That's like, what you doing?
Yo, can I say this though? And we can't visit the TD Jakes issue without visiting the Diddy Cassie issue. And one of the things that I want to let everybody out there know that's listening, that this can happen to men as well as women.
Yep.
Right.
If you study the lawsuit on what happened with the Cassie situation, this was a situation where the boxes were checked. Now, again, I never say whether anything just didn't happen or it did happen, but these are the facts. That in a business, if you have certain things aligned and certain people employed, and they come up with a issue that says that you abuse them in any sort of fashion, and this is not regular employment though, let me just say that. What I'm saying is if a woman was a head of a business and a man said, hey, look, I'm writing a book on you and I'm gonna release and I'm gonna this, if you had insurance, some people who have they have insurance on themselves and they have insurance on their business. There was no lawsuit pointed to any person. It was pointed to a business. So therefore, just like a car accident, insurance pays out. And what I'm saying is, for anybody that's in this business, you have to really think about, and Cassie and her lawyers exposed something that made everybody be like, what? And they did it legally.
Let's be honest. Like, nothing that we hear, and you know, I send my love to everybody. No shade, but just looking at it for what it is, this is like what we're hearing isn't things that we haven't been hearing. Like, these are stories you've heard about this man forever. Like, this is not new. It took somebody to have the balls enough to be like, you know what, let's just go for it. And they did. And they won. And this person that he's now stuck with all of these things attached to him. And it's now sad because he has children, he has daughters, he has sons that are dealing with other women of stature. So it becomes sad in that sense. But at the end of the day, that's a grown man. He's just like the rest of us. So at the end of the day, whether it's legal or illegal, what you do in the dark comes to light.
Amen. Amen.
This is what I wanted to touch on before, right? Because at the end of the day, we're talking about all of this, right? And it's more entertaining than anything else. But when you really like look at what the core of it is and what it's really representing and what truth it's really revealing, it's about the community. It's about society. It's about our culture. You know, this man, Cat Williams, for example, is saying that there's people that are plants that are planted to, you know, play certain
industry
roles.
plants, yes.
Okay.
That's planted from industry people that don't know nothing about music.
Look at our music that we listen to. Look at what our children are listening to. Do you guys see these videos with the little girls with the dancing?
Yes. Shake that.
You know, sexy red. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what is really being revealed. And the fact that they're saying that they do these things to these men, you know, this whole gay thing that's going around and stuff like that, it's a part of the higher
agenda.
The agenda.
The part of the agenda to demasculine the man.
But where does that negate though? Does that
where did we see this before? I'm sorry, I just need somebody.
No, go ahead.
Where did we see this before? Slavery.
It was we're still this is I just had this conversation earlier.
It's just an extension of what we've been for so long. It's the
They
same.
just modernized.
We're still in slavery. They're still trying
modernized
to enslave us with
We ain't
our
never came out of it.
mentality. With
Exactly.
our mentality.
We
Hey,
never
look.
came
Our
out of it.
mentality, we listen to this music, we see all of these things, all the young generation, they want to pop pills. They don't care about a family unit. They just want to F everybody. They just want to party. We're still being enslaved mentally. We're still breaking down our culture in that way.
Could I say that, listen, I said it before, and there's a lot of great artists out there in this business. And for certain artists to be the ones, and I'm not trying to hate, I'm just gonna be real. Look, for anybody that's got a trained ear in music, we know what the hell's going on here. Ain't no way in the world that certain artists should be in the front.
Right.
But for some reason, but think about it, for some reason, they're there. And the question becomes, why?
Exactly.
Why are these particular artists being thrust to the forefront? Okay.
You gotta think about these things.
So what's really going on here?
The deal that's being made, and how far are you willing to go to sell your soul?
Okay. There's classes of, all right, I can't even get into that. All right.
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
I hear you, girl.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, it get real. Like, at the end of the day, people want to have a control. If you could control generation, if you could control a whole, like, you're gonna have some type of control over that generation until they get in their 50s. You get what I'm saying? So if you could start with their music, okay, and the music y'all listening to, we're gonna kill everybody. Everybody dies. You don't know Androids, you don't know none of that. It took me turning 16 for me to watch a horror movie. I was raised a certain way. Kids weren't raised certain way. So with that, with a household already being rocky, that's first and foremost. And which you know that in my community, because you know you locking up all the fathers over here. You already know that.
Amen.
You already it's in my community, so you know what to pour in my community because you know what you're taking away from it. So now you know that our children are not being raised properly where we're from. They're not eating properly. They're not in clean environments where they live at. The projects it's been that way, but why is it still that way? It's these things. So now in the music, everybody dies, gra gra boom. Everybody dies, gra gra boom. We're going pop smoke, he out of here. Fabi, you this. Fabi's gonna that's a lot, y'all. When you get in your 50s and you be like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have did that shit. Maybe sexy rap.
It's too late.
She might give birth and see that video that just came out.
Right.
And it's like people are planting these things in our faces, but that doesn't matter because your heart is going to lead you to where you need to be. If you got some karma that you got to deal with, but what's going on is not going to change unless the people change it, unless the people reach within themselves and be like, you know what, I'm not standing for that. And that's going to take a lot. And that's why I respect Cat Williams. That energy is so
it's needed. It's necessary.
What I always say is it took 50 years. In those 50 years, there was a lot of millionaires that were made.
And none of them help us.
Check this out. There was a lot of people that were given chances, not necessarily in front of the scenes, but think about people that was behind the scenes, video directors. All of these different people came up, and now they make Spike Lee's and all these different people that was basically came from hip hop, and it made a lot of people rich. And now those people, in a sense, are giving back. Some people may say not enough. Some people might say too much. Whatever the case may be, they're giving back. My point is, 50 years of hip hop is easy to destroy, but it's very hard to build. So my point is building something takes work. It takes struggle. It takes years. It takes a bunch of people pulling in the same direction. But you know what? All you need is a few to come through and destroy it.
One generation with them 5 artists and that one industry plant to come wash it all away. And that's what I was also feeling about in terms of the response, like back to the Cat Williams thing. That's what I felt about the responses. First of all, Steve Harvey, you got to be careful how you respond. They on you about your daughter and your wife. They can't wait for you to say something, for them to attack you and literally ruin everything you've ever done.
He ain't gonna say nothing.
He not, because he know that.
He not.
You know that. Even down to my dad. Like, I respect my dad so much further than him being my dad, because I didn't grow up with Capri scandals, women pulling me to the like, yo, your dad, and then he's human. He may have done wrong. He may have, but when you a stand-up person, that follows you throughout the rest of your life. So watch these celebrities come so far in their career, and they're at the age where they could sit down and it all comes crashing down. Like, that's hurtful. Like, it's kind of crazy and it's kind of sad, and it makes you afraid to even go into this industry. But you know.
And Kid Capri always been down with the industry. Every time you seen this man, because I remember being little watching Kid Capri making magic out of nothing, and he was down for this hip hop thing. And we owe some of these people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they was in the forefront. And what were we doing? We was there like, supporting it.
The thing that I don't be liking is that these young folks be so quick to say, "Oh, they old." You can get there too, and when you get there, no one's gonna want to hear your music, bro. No one's gonna be gyrating no hips when we get 50. We're not. It's not happening.
I'd rather be old than young and stupid. I'd rather hello. Definitely rather know something. And you know, I'm around a lot of like older people on a consistent basis. Like, I do a lot of philanthropy work, and those spaces, there aren't young people like my age, or you know, it's a few of us, but you see the same people. And kind of talk to them like once work is done and y'all finished all y'all planning and stuff, and you just listen to their stories and how they have an outlook on life, and it's like, damn, I remember being raised this way. But if I go grab a little kid off the street and let them have the same conversation with you, they won't even know, comprehend what's going on. It's sad and it's scary, because a lot of the things that I learned was through the shows I was watching, the movies I was watching, the music I was listening to. I'm listening to Anita Baker. I know how to love. You don't like my love, you don't know how to be loved. Like,
there is.
You grew up, you know, that just stuck with you. And just don't have that, and it's so heartbreaking. It's so
The
people, they really trying to connect, but it's hard.